Section 7.1, Combining Like Terms, Part 1. Combining like terms is the simplest algebraic manipulation that we have. It rests on some of your most basic intuitions. For example, simplify 3 apples plus 2 apples. This probably goes back to your kindergarten days. 3 apples plus 2 apples gives you 5 apples. No surprises here. Example, simplify 3 apples plus 2 trees. When you see this, you should recognize that apples and trees are not the same thing, so that they don't combine. For example, you don't get 5 apple trees. 3 apples plus 2 trees does not simplify. If you understand these 2 examples, you understand the basics of combining like terms. Like terms are monomials where the variable parts are the same. If terms are not like terms, they cannot be combined. This is basically the apple tree. You cannot take an apple and a tree and shove them together to get apple trees. Simplify 5x plus 8x. 5x plus 8x. If you have 5 x's and then you add 8 more x's, how many x's do you have total? 13 x's. Example, simplify 5x plus 8y. If you have 5 x's and then you add 8 y's to it, the x's and the y's don't combine, and so you don't get anything new. So 5x plus 8y does not simplify. Now it's very important that you think carefully about what you write. Example, simplify 5t minus 5t. We're going to think about this calculation relative to the calculations we just did. 5x plus 8x. How did we get the 13? We did 5 plus 8. And so we did the arithmetic on the coefficients. So for this problem, we're going to do the arithmetic on the coefficients. 5 minus 5 times t. 5 minus 5 is 0. 0 times t, and 0 times anything is 0. The common error that students make is that they say 5t minus 5t, well the 5's cancel out, leaving you with just a t. Remember that the monomial t has a coefficient of 1, whereas the calculation 5 minus 5 ends up with a 0. When there are more than 2 terms to combine, we work left to right. This follows the idea of the order of operations. Example, simplify 3a plus 4a minus 13a. We're going to work left to right. So 3a plus 4a is 7a. 7a minus 13a, well 7 minus 13 is going to be negative something. It'll be negative 6a. Section 7.2, Combining Like Terms, Part 2. Expressions can have several types of terms. So for example, we can have 5 apples plus 2 trees plus 3 apples plus 4 trees. How does this simplify? 5 apples plus 2 trees plus 3 apples plus 4 trees. Your intuition would be to move the apples together and then to move the trees together to make it easier to count. 5 apples plus 3 apples is 8 apples. 2 trees plus 4 trees is 6 trees. Embedded within this calculation are the ideas of the commutative property of addition and the associative property of addition. When you put these together, it basically says that if you're adding a bunch of elements together, that you can add them in any order that you want. This example also illustrates the basic idea of combining like terms when you have several terms, which is that the like terms combine and the unlike terms don't. Example, simplify 3x plus 6y plus 9x plus y. we're first going to rearrange the terms so that the x terms are together, and then have the y terms together. 12x plus 7y is the result. The 3 plus 9 gives us 12, and 6 plus 1 gives us 7. The 1 coming from the implicit coefficient of the y term. Example, simplify negative 2u plus 3v plus 5u minus 6v. For this calculation, we need to be careful with our signs. Remember that if you need to, you can write subtraction as addition of the opposite to help you remember where all the signs go. Negative 2u plus 5u plus 3v minus 6v. The negative sign stays with the 2 and with the 6. Negative 2u plus 5u is 3u. 3v minus 6v is negative 3v. So we end up with a minus 3v. Example, simplify 3a plus 4 minus 3a plus 7. 3a plus 4 minus 3a plus 7. First we rearrange 3a minus 3a. Remember that the negative sign is associated with the second 3a. Plus 4 plus 7. 3a minus 3a is not a. 3a minus 3a is 0. Plus 11, which we can just write as 11.